السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين. We discussed last week, we have been studying the story of Mary in the Qur'an, and we discussed last week about Zechariah's curiosity, how whenever he enters Miriam's room or special places as his caretaker or maintainer or responsible person for her life, and also somehow closely related to her. And he found food next to Mary, and he was surprised. And how come, Mary, you have food here? Anytime I come next to you, you don't go out, and it is maybe we don't know, it is not specifically mentioned, but out of season food. And Mary's answer was great. She said, it is from God. God provides limitless for whoever he will. That is what her conviction was. It means she is really aware of the reality of this creation, and she, of course, she has a full belief and trust in God's choice and act of creation and choice. So we studied this. This is just a short introduction to today's discussion. So we will go into a general topic that deals with provision, how the provision is delivered or spread all over the world as far as the things need for their existence, for their life. Of course, we said before, we should not reduce the meaning of sustenance provisions only to food. Clothes are needed, and atmosphere is needed, light is needed, gravity is needed. Can you imagine life without gravity? No, air, pressure, water, and transportation of the water, circulation and cleaning of the water. If we use the water, consume it, and dirty water is not going to be used anymore without being cleaned, can you imagine it? Then there is no water, there's no life. These are all, and also our intellectual facilities. It means to know, to learn, to memorize, and to reason, endless reason. So we have to understand the word reason in this way. If you remember very briefly, we refer to the difference between rizq and provision, and also meta. So meta is specifically for what you need for special professional need. For example, I don't know, if you want to write something, what do you need? Pencil, paper, or your laptop, so, and tablet, whatever you are using to write, that is your meta. Yeah, for example, I see one of our friends wearing glasses like me. If I want to see, I need this glasses. This is my meta. When I want to see it. So when I want to write something, this is my meta. Yeah, for example, yeah, or tools you need. For example, I am writing, and when I make a mistake, I need this rubber. So I cannot do without my pencil and rubber, because I'm always taking notes here and reading, taking notes down, etc. This is what meta is. Of course, we have to understand rizq is a larger meaning, or if you see that in order to exist, my meta is what? God's favor, blessing. In order to be alive, healthy, my meta is God's life-giving, but I cannot get life from matter. Out of matter, you cannot get life. And you cannot get your feelings in order to be a human being, intellect, for example, consciousness, for example. So the verse 2960 says, as you see on the screen, how many creatures do not provide their own sustenance? All of them. Who can provide your own sustenance? It means you can prepare. For example, you may say, look, I am having my dinner and I go to the greengrocer. Yeah, but it is created. Can you create the food? Or can the greengrocers create the food? Can the farmers create the food? No. So no one can provide any provision for their existence, for their life, to sustain their life at all. God feeds them and you. So Qur'an is very clear. Who does it? Only the one who created the universe, arranged this order of the universe in this way. No one else can do that. So he is all hearing, all knowing. It means he knows what he has created. He knows what my desires, my feelings, he hears them, what I need, and knows definitely what needs to be created. And he does prepare in the order of the universe, establishes the order accordingly. It's clear. So in other verses, again, from the same section of the Quran, 29 and 62, verse 62, God gives plenty to anyone who wants. Now gives little, limited. It means limited, qadarna, yaqdiru. Anyone who he wants, God knows everything. What does it mean? Yes, the food is created, all our needs are created, provided for us, distributed according to his decision. As the creation, act of creation provision, providing them, is according to his creation. And I will add one more attribute here: mercy, blessings, and distributes it according to his acts of creation, and mercy. Why I added this? According to his own qualities, but especially we should pay attention his mercy here, because as the acts of creation is as a result of mercy, because there is no one is forcing. He just, for example, if you need something, somebody, without even you asking, this person comes and brings whatever you need. Perfect. Isn't that a blessing? It's a mercy. Now, for example, I didn't ask to anyone to create me, give me these human qualities. No, I just found it. It's ready there. So we have to understand that existence is mercy. All the tools, equipments attached to this to our existence is extra mercy. So bear this one in mind and read the verse. Now, I have some friends here, I'm speaking to them, so I'm not looking at the camera. So God gives plenty to anyone who he wants, and gives little to anyone he wants, for everything, not only amount of food. For example, bodily health, or creates some other creatures like I don't know, rabbit, the other one is ants, and some creatures are human beings, according to his choice, because everything is free. Everything is according to his will, and gives plenty to someone, and little, limited amount. Limited amount, yaqtir means measurement is done. It means this much, not more. Yeah, this much, not more. That means here little to anyone he wants, he wishes, he wills. God knows everything. Why I added mercy there? Because as far as our practical lives are concerned, you and I, when the first time you hear the word provision, what comes to your mind? Food or money. Nowadays, money represents the power to buy what you need. Alaykum salam. So money represents the power to buy what you need. It means consequently you get what you want. So we know that some people are given plenty, some people are very scarce. Scarcely. Why? It comes to our mind. For example, if someone is given a lot, more than he needs, he says, okay, interprets it, I'm lucky, or yeah, I don't. If he believes in God, he will say, God favored me. And if someone doesn't get as much as he wants, works hard, for example, many people work hard, you see that not, especially nowadays, not in the industrial age, not that you get according to your effort, but according to God's adjustment, actually. Why? Because you know that the laborers work, body laborers work very hard, and they don't get much money. And those people who sit in the office and use telephone only, do some sort of transactions, international transactions, buy things, the cheap things from Africa and sell them in the, I don't know, in Germany. They don't even see the food they are trading, and by ship. It means thousands of tons of food. How much money they make. Well, what do they do? By telephone. So that is how the food is distributed, not according to the people's situation, but this distribution seems to be not right. So this distribution is not really a right distribution, or if we look at the case from equality perspective, so it's not really, it doesn't look, it is not equal. But whether it is a just distribution or not, we have to, again, speak a lot about the nature of provision. or in Arabic, in the language of the Quran, rizq. What is that? Provision. You may have money, you may buy whatever you get, but does it guarantee that you are really benefiting from it? First of all, bodily. It may harm you. You may gain weight, and it really harms your health. Maybe, may not be, not guaranteed. You may get a beautiful house, but do you think it is good for you? No, you may be in trouble, by looking after it. So I remember one of my relatives was young and they got a big house, and then as they get old, they say, oh, who's going to look after? We cannot look after it. Then they left the house. No, we don't know. It's not guaranteed. So you will be safe in it. For example, some people get very rich and then bankrupt, then they cannot bear life anymore, and then they commit suicide. It means their property cost their life. You cannot guarantee. That is physical side of it. How about human psychological side of it? Again, we have to bear in mind that you may gain for any means, using any means, a lot of money, and you may be proud of it and say that I am lucky, successful, etc., and be spoiled about your property. What happens at the end as a consequence of this attitude, you may lose the purpose of your life because of your property and being proud of it. Possible? Yeah. And the purpose of your existence to acknowledge the Creator. You may say that, oh, I did it. I'm better than you. Claim superiority over other people because of your financial power or financial properties and opportunities that you are given. Maybe, may not be. You may appreciate it. Depends. So distribution depends on the needs of the people and their attitude towards the distribution, God's distribution. So if God gives something, and if someone doesn't acknowledge and be thankful for it, to the Creator, and attributes itself, God gives even more. Look, it is beyond your capacity that you are given. Why don't you acknowledge the giver who provides it for you? Right? For example, let's assume that very, very simple example, a farmer may have a lot of land and get a lot of productions, whatever, or harvest. May be proud of it, may be thankful for it. But what we see in this world, that is interesting to notice. What we see in this world, if we insist on doing wrong or doing right, insist once, twice, 10 times, 3 times, as we do something, as we prefer an option once, twice, 3 times, what does it mean? We are getting used to it. We are strengthening our sense of inclination towards this time, which is called in the language of the Quran, prayer. We are praying God that, for example, I am doing working out, right? Exercises. What happens? My body develops, and the muscles develop, etc. If I stop, they start reducing it. The recession starts, right? So what does it mean? If I get spoiled because of God's favor to me, sometimes you say, if, for example, I am in my spiritual side, the more I get, the more I spoiled, and then the more I do something wrong, but it disturbs me from inside. And I consciously, I know that I'm doing wrong. God knows it, accordingly adjusts. But if I get spoiled, and never acknowledge what's wrong with me, then God says, okay, I will give you more so that you deserve nothing. That is called, in the language of the Qur'an, putting stamp on the hearts of the people. It means you that's it, it is understood you are going to do in this way. Okay, I will give you, and you will be proud of it, and at the end you will be punished accordingly. You will get what you deserve, your dessert, whatever you deserve. We don't know, but we should. But what we know is very clear. The creator of the provision, creator of me, is the same, and he should know. And if he didn't know, he wouldn't be able to create it. Who doesn't know cannot create, cannot do anything. If you don't know something, can you do it? So this is obvious. Human reason says whoever made this universe must know it. Whoever made me must know me. So mercy is in the distribution of the provisions. Not only creating, but mercifully creation. What does it mean? God's mercy treats us according to what we are choosing. So we should not get disappointed when we are getting scarcely what we need. We will try our best. That is something on our side. We should not confuse. But at the same time, we should be aware that I'll try my best according to the order of the universe, according to my capacity, but whatever is given to me by the Creator and decided according to his mercy. Don't get disappointed. For example, you do something, you work on something a lot, and you get nothing at the end, right? Establish a new business, it doesn't work. You spend a lot of time and energy and financial resources, it didn't work out. All right. Have I done my job properly? That is what my concern is. Have I done my job properly? The result is mercy. It means that is the best must be chosen by my Creator for me. I am pleased with him. That is what the way is. That is the way how we feel comfortable within ourselves. Otherwise, we will keep complaining, nervous, and then nervous breakdown. Pressure, blood pressures, heart tension, how do they call it? Conditions.
Hypertension.
Whatever, hypertension or something, whatever. What do we gain? Nothing. What do we gain? Nothing. But the Quran says, look, the Creator is merciful one. Be careful. You try your best, and you have to be confident about the Creator's decision as to be the best for you. But this is valid only for those who think of the Creator and believe in him. Understand that Creator is giving the food to me. But for those people who don't know, they cannot escape from either being overjoyed and losing completely the education of this world, getting no degree at the end of the education period, or under stress, you torture yourself for nothing by criticizing what is wrong with me, why. When we fail, we remember God easily. Why God doesn't give me? I am working so much, and this person next to me, neighbor, is not working at all, just using the telephone and making a lot of money, and they are prosperous, and I have been working. No, don't complain. But these people who don't believe in the Creator, so they don't see at all mercy in the acts of creation, they have to suffer from either overjoy and spoiled character and being proud of claiming superiority, oppressing other people. Yeah, those people, if they are really the boss of a number of laborers, they get very oppressive on them. If they don't believe in God and if they are not thankful. For those people who don't get enough or as much as they expect, they get disappointed, and either they keep criticizing the Creator and having a conflict with the Creator. But what I would like to say, something, a very fine point, and share with you, as far as the existential level of analysis of this, or the analyzing this situation at the existential level, if someone does not acknowledge his existence as a blessing from the Creator, what does he do? Any guess? He is created. He exists. He doesn't say, I'm created. Yeah, if doesn't believe. If this person doesn't believe. He says, I exist, but I cannot keep my life. It is not under my control. I can stop aging, and at the end, I will die. So what he does, although he doesn't believe in the Creator, he declares enmity to Creator. Why? His consciousness knows that his existence is not from himself, is not from matter. Do you see this point? That is some sort of fine point in this understanding of provision. So these people deny God. There is no such thing. Excuse me, sir, if there is no such thing, why do you bother making propaganda? There is nothing. Yeah? Let's say, I think there is an elephant in the other room. I think, but there is not. You are sure that there is not, according to you. If I say there is an elephant on the other room, what do? You laugh at me. So, man, just come on, this man is crazy. Let me go. Do you keep fighting with me? Yes or no? If you keep fighting with me, it means my claim bothers you. Be careful this point. If you keep fighting with me because I declare that I believe in God, and it really disturbs you, it means it bothers my claim. It means you got something which is disturbed. The best way of explanation of this is an English expression is truth hurts. Got it? Why? Truth hurts. If I want, as a believer, I really believe in God. There is no way for me not to believe. I'm sure you do as well. All the people here in the room and in the room as well, in this, what what room,
Zoom.
Zoom room, or not artificial, there is another word for virtual room and real room. So really we have to question this matter. Why do we think that these people fight against the believers intellectually? Of course, physical fights are mostly for other interests, superiority interests, political interests, financial, economical interests. Fighting somewhere, it means dominating there and selling their productions. These are out of our question now. That is human ambitions. That is human force, let alone this. But intellectual side, why do they bother to fight intellectually against the people who claim to believe in God or in religion, follow a prophetic tradition, etc.? Well, what they say, why do you fight with us? Look, I believe you are losing something, reality. So I am benefiting from it a lot. I'm sharing it with you. If you like, I'm not fighting. Intellectually, on the positive side, you can fight. You can just deliver the message and leave it. That is one of the fundamental teachings of, especially the Qur'an, but generally the religion. You cannot force people at all. You just deliver it, present it comfortably without getting angry. Be calm with them, be patient with them, and helpful to them. Try to help them if you think it is useful for you. Not fighting, even intellectually, not physically, definitely not. Even intellectually, no. Don't attack unbelievers. There are many verses in the Quran, but it will be so much diversion of the subject. Be calm with them, be patient with them, which is the word lenient. Actually, the Arabic and Turkish words are the same. It looks like the same. Being lenient means layyin in Arabic, So layyinan, qawlan layyinan, layyin language, lenient language. So maybe somewhere originally they coincide with each other. I have no idea, no claim either. But we have to be lenient to people. Deliver it, leave it. No, very famous verses. Just, there is no responsibility if you believe. You can just deliver that. This is the way of understanding of my existence. Made me feel comfortable when I am happy. I have no psychological or otherwise stresses, anything. I am very happy. And would you like to hear me? He said, no, man, I'm not interested in religion. Welcome, sir. Thank you. But I still love you as a human being. Think about it. Be calm. So, inshallah, we should understand this point, that the provisions are distributed not equally, evenly, but depending on the needs of the person, God adjusts it according to his mercy. If we realize this, we should have a relaxed life. Why didn't it happen? Why somebody didn't listen to me? Why somebody criticized me? Why I am in this position while the others are enjoying their life, making comparisons, everything stops. You feel serenity in your life. That's what the Quran says. If you follow this message, you will find sakina. It's very important. The sakina means calmness, serenity in your life. No stress. But if you follow the guidance of your creator and act accordingly. So that was a kind of diversion from Mary's answer to Zechariah, his caretaker, in the whatever the place they were, temple, they say, but in his sanctuary, in her sanctuary, in their sanctuary, actually, there were many people there. So Mary's answer was so straightforward and simple. It is from the creator of our Lord who distributes the provision freely to anyone he wants. Everything is created by him. These are also created by him. It is gifted to us. Anyways, we will extend this. It is stressed and stated in the verse. Everything is a gift anyways. What is not gift? For example, you may say, I have my shirt. Okay, can you create the shirt? That's it. It must be created. Now, the season must be created. Climate, appropriate climate must be created. Whatever is needed to grow cotton is created, etc., etc. Oh, created. Farmers' need for some money is created, and their labor is created. They cannot create. They cannot create their feelings that they need. They work, and other people who involve in production of your shirt are created, employed for you until you have the shirt. So you are created to be in need of the shirt as well. Don't forget. Two, everything is created in this world. So the creation essentially is a favor. Why? Free. Creation of anything is free. But you say the people are working hard. They are not creating. They are obtaining what is already created. Getting what is already created, maybe giving another shape. For example, in our shirt example, cotton seed is created. Earth is created. Climate and the seasons are created accordingly. Whatever is water and everything is created. Everything is created. What the farmer does, puts the seed in the already existing seed, already existing soil. It puts it there, buries it there. It means doing tillage and other cultivation activities, but everything is created. But he chooses. We shouldn't forget. We should not forget. Even the technological productions are created. What did the engineers do? Chose a way to find out how to make these technological gadgets out of this order of the universe. They don't create, they find out. They try to find out. That's like, for example, food is created, your mouth is created, your teeth are created, the digestive system is created, stomach, everything, distribution of the nourishment to your cells, each cell, perfectly distributed. Who are carrying them from stomach, separating the water, juice, or liquid, and useful, beneficial side of it, dirty side of it, separated. Perfect. Perfect, amazing, without mixing up. Perfectly separated. How can you say that it developed by itself? Is it possible? Think about it. It is created, provided for you, and you are benefiting from it. Everything is. So everything is provision, with no exception. Even our labor, our power to do something is provision. Our intellect to be aware how to do the things, our ability to learn, our creative. How can I develop an ability to learn? Yeah, these are interesting, amazing points. We are not studying science here, but we know the nature of science is just investigating what is already created and how can I find the options in it, that rather than this one, I want this one. That is why everything we have to thank the Creator God, and also those people who, farmers, we have to thank them. These engineers, we have to thank them for their labor. Yeah, well, you tried best, but we should never, ever regard them as creators. If they claim something which denies the Creator, we have to say, that is against you. You disturb yourself. You take proud of not real things. And it means you are not the creator. Matter is not the creator, but you claim to yourself or something as we are the creator of this technology. That is your mistake. I'm sorry, I cannot agree with you, but I appreciate your labor. Okay? You are serving me. That's what we are having our discussion through the technological gadgets. Those people work for it. Whether they believe it in the creator or not, that is their matter. But we thank them, we pay them, etc. Okay, let's go further. All right, here we go. Now, we come back to chapter Ali Imran, third chapter of the Quran, 42. Remember when angels said, we are going back now. Oh Mary, to the Mary story. Oh Mary, truly God has chosen you. Angels are bringing, or angels means what? Message bearers from the Creator, represents the message from the Creator. Truly God has chosen you, gives the news, and purified you and preferred you over all other women of the world. So we said Mary is the heroic symbol, if you like, of women. And we, from the beginning of this series, this discussion series on the Mary's life, we said Mary is presented to mankind in order to uphold the value of women. Because still in the 21st century, in some parts of the world, women is not really taken seriously. Yeah, always leadership is taken care of by men, depending on the situation, of course, but or different countries. But we have to know that this is just the appreciation of women by the Quran, and the symbol is there. For example, Mary is not a prophet, but a section of the Quran is devoted to her life experience, and which is called Mary as well. The title of the section is called. We mentioned all this from the beginning, just if anybody did not join from the beginning of this discussion, I'm just short reference to it. So we have chosen you, all women of the world.
Can I ask a small question? Does it matter that she was not a prophet or a prophet?
But as far as someone may say, yes, but Quran appreciates Moses, Jesus, and Adam, Abraham, Suleiman, etc. We say, yeah, but they are mentioned as prophets. But Mary is mentioned as a person. Now, being a prophet, it is an employment, God's employment. For example, you say, I am a human being. Why? I am created as a human being. So I say, I don't declare to be a higher value than anybody else, but as a human being, I'm responsible for my capacity, for my potentialities, to develop them, to improve them as a human being, because we are given the opportunity to improve them. That is why we have to work on our human side a lot to understand what reality is and take actions accordingly. So we cannot say that I am a human being, here I am as I am, forget about it. No, you have potentialities waiting to be developed. You cannot waste it. Wasting means human values. Wasting. Essential waste is wasting your human values. Yeah. Wasting creation. It means the reality of creation. They are created. You are not appreciating it. That is what. But we reduce wasting to only food, or in a little bit larger meaning money. You wasted your money, man. No, but especially wisdom community, but most of the people, if you waste food, people really get annoyed and they don't want. But that is correct. It's not, I'm saying nothing wrong with it. Definitely it is correct, but it is a very minor matter. The essential waste is wasting my potentiality. Yeah, we should understand the Quran when the Quran says, describes some people as the people who waste and prohibits wasting. We see them, the Quran mentions them, not they wasted their food. Pharaoh, for example, main characteristics of Pharaoh is what? Yes, he is a man who wasted. Quran says he is musrif. He's a, how do you say the active participle, waster? No.
Wasteful.
Wasteful, yeah. Well, maybe if it is in English. Yeah. Wasteful. Why? Because he was wasteful. That is why he was so arrogant. Because he wasted human potentiality and used it, consumed, contrary to reality of his human potentiality. So we have to be very careful not to waste our potentialities. Try to develop them, improve them, which is called learning. Of course, nowadays learning is reduced to what? Going to school, secular school. That is just worldly learning. What we have to learn, what our reality is, reality of our existence is. Why are we here? What is expected of us in this world? So we have to really try to understand the purpose of our existence in order not to waste. That effort is really essentially needed. So we should have this general understanding of not wasting our reality. So come back to the subject.
Yeah, with regards to her question about Mary, and you mentioned that she wasn't a prophet.
It doesn't matter, we said.
Doesn't matter.
But as far as the context of the Quran is concerned,
Yeah.
she is chosen as an individual, not a person who is employed for a purpose. Prophets. But still, it's an employment. As I started from this point and diverted into practical matters. As I am created as a human being, can I take pride of it or can I utilize it? Which one? So I'm better than the dogs, I'm better than the cats. So what? You are created as a human being. You cannot get pride of it, but take responsibility of your potentialities. That's why I diverted there. So as an ordinary human being, not because of his mission, prophetic mission, as a human being, she was a perfect woman. It means women, using the general language, can be a perfect model of life. Not only men, but mission is given to, for example, the mission of giving birth is given to women, and a mission of giving the manhood given to men. But can you take pride of it? I'm superior because I'm, the woman gives birth, but I don't. You have to be ashamed of it. You don't have this quality. Example, I'm joking. So we cannot use this kind of criterion. They are all wrong comparisons. As a human being, a person like Mary can develop his or her character equally at the best way without wasting it. Now, purified woman, Mary, is given as an example, demonstrating to the world that more than 400 years ago, Qur'an declared women can be the best human being if they choose to be in this way. Right? So this is a revolution to me, to my understanding. Quranic presentation is a revolution in human civilization. 1400 years ago, everybody was, slavery was everywhere. Women are not taken into account, let alone, my friend, let alone they would become the leader of the community. No. They wouldn't be consulted for her options or reason or choices. They are just treated like animals, especially in pagan societies. That's the property. So in this situation, can you imagine? Still we are suffering from it. I gave the example of, can you imagine when do you think the first women president will be elected in America? Most developed democracy they claim to be. Maybe I'm not arguing. Huh? Can any party put a woman as the president? But we are waiting for it still. Where are we now? 21st century, not 6th century, 7th century, 21st century. Still, mankind did not wake up. Anyways, we have to appreciate every creature. Dog is the best dog as a creature. Rabbit, we gave the example of rabbit. Rabbit is the best rabbit as a creature. Human being is the best. Man is the best as a man. Woman is the best as a woman. In the creation of everything, we have to understand this. Inshallah. Now, I'm looking at my notes. So, why the Quran uses this kind of languages? Truly, God has chosen you and purified you and preferred you over all other women of the world. What does it mean? All the agency position are given to God. Do you think Mary didn't do anything? Didn't use her choice? No. We know that in our creation, we should know this point clearly. In our creation, everything is created by whoever created us, by the one who created us. That's it. We cannot attribute it to anybody else. I think it is understood. Now, I have been given the free will, free choice. We should not ignore this as well. Because yes, we are intelligent. Yes, we have enormous senses, so valuable senses, right? They are priceless, impossible. You cannot talk about their price, impossible. But they are given to us. Yes, we have free will. Also, it is also given to us. Perfect. But we are set free to choose. That is in us. Well, are we free to choose? Yes, we are. But, is it our gain? No, you are given freedom to choose by your Creator. Right? So, as far as our freedom of choice is concerned, God says, you are free. I'm not going to interfere in it, but I will treat you mercifully in my acts of creation. I know what I am doing, but I do it according to your choices. But you may not know the wisdom the way I created. I think this is the fine point. Now, I have a good intention. I am praying to God to give me such and such, and I never get it. In this language, they say that my prayers are not heard. Impossible. You are expecting something to happen. It may happen, it may not happen according to the Creator's wisdom, according to the Creator's mercy, because you don't know your future. You don't know your future, what is expecting you tomorrow. He knows it. He creates according to your choice, but with his wisdom and mercy that you may not be aware of it. Don't say my prayer is not heard. Every prayer is heard. But for example, let's say I'm sitting in my house and I'm saying, from the beginning of the day, in the early morning, I said, please, Allah, bring me a breakfast. And I beg for 24 hours. There's no breakfast. Do you think the prayer is not heard? It is heard. By not answering your prayer, God is teaching you as a result of his wisdom and mercy. In order to have the breakfast, men stand up and go to the kitchen and get your breakfast. Creation side is on my side. Choice side is on you. Don't forget. By not answering your prayer, verbal prayer, he is answering your prayer in an action-wise way, so that he is telling you, go to the kitchen and get your whatever I created for you there. Now, but if I don't have it in my kitchen either, so what is God telling me? Look for it somewhere else. Try to work and ask people, get help, etc. Do something, action. Choice of action is on you. Verbal expression is an extra stress on the importance of acknowledging the creatorship of God. Now, verbal expressions are expressing yourself and acknowledging that it is He who is created, who is going to create it. Acknowledgement. With this acknowledgement, what do you do? Okay, there was a wrong chat box discussion or something there. Now, the acknowledge, would you like to ask something? Oh, yeah, but no, okay, speak loudly.
How do you tell the difference, like whether Allah's telling you to go get breakfast yourself, or maybe you should have breakfast? Like when you said earlier that if you like are working really hard for something and you still don't get it, maybe that's meant to be. So how do you tell the difference that maybe that you either should get breakfast or maybe it's meant to be that you don't have breakfast? Does that make sense?
Don't
Don't
have breakfast.
don't have?
Breakfast. Either the option is go make breakfast if it's not getting answered in the way that you thought, or don't have it.
At all.
Eat. Yeah, don't eat.
Don't eat.
Don't eat breakfast.
Maybe it is a, are you saying that? Sorry, my hearing is not like yours. So are you saying that maybe not having breakfast is better for you? Maybe, but we don't know. We shouldn't speculate. That's a very good question. We shouldn't speculate. What we should say, I am responsible for my choice. That's what we are learning from the revelation. I am responsible for my choices, but I don't know the wisdom, the mercy of the Creator. So, did I take my choice, the right choice? For example, did I act accordingly? Did I acknowledge that whatever I act, it means I'm not creating, I'm choosing, acknowledge, but the creator is not me. So did I acknowledge the creator of the result of my choices? You are fine. But not only verbal, neither is only action-wise. We are human beings. We act and we express ourselves verbally. Yep. For example, you prepare your resume. All right. Inshallah, you will. I don't know what grade are you.
But I have made a resume.
You did. Yeah. But if you don't action-wise submit it, what is it good for? My resume is ready, but no one knows what your resume includes in it. So you have to take it or send it physically to the place where you want to get, for example, maybe now at your age now, application for a college, yeah, or your sister application for a job, yeah. So good. So application for a job, do it. If they ask you to come for an interview, go. You say, I prepared my resume and I'm not doing anything. Prayer verbally means this. I am pressing it, I'm not doing anything. I'm expressing it, I'm not doing anything. But it may be the other way around. You go and ask that I'm going to work without presenting your what your qualities are, what you think, what you are. You have to present yourself. I know this one, I learned this one, I have been trained in this subject, etc. Yeah, you have to express them while you are action-wise interacting with other people. No, what happened? Oh, something changed. Okay. It is here. All right. Action-wise and verbally. That is what all the Quran gives us the form of worship. It means or the prescribed responsibilities. Prayer, fasting, going on Hajj, and giving zakat. Look, these actions, especially prayer, is very clear. You do it action-wise and you express your conclusions, whatever you think of your reality, the reality of existence, right? Now, for example, you give to charity, but you should not oppress people that you are giving charity to them. And also you have to say, Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy with my creator. I thank you, my creator, because you provided me this. Oh, so time is up. I just realized that it is 9 minutes after deadline. So, sorry. Inshallah, what else? Any question from here or from the virtual room?
I have a question. So if Mary is the archetype of the
Perfect woman.
perfect woman, what's the archetype of the perfect man?
As a prophet? No, we are not talking about as a prophet.
Okay.
Yeah. There are some names mentioned in the Quran, but they are, for example, Zulkarnain, Luqman. Yeah, they are not presented as prophets,
Yeah.
but they are not archetypes like women. That is what we said at the very beginning of the series of this discussion. It means a Mary section. A few weeks ago, we said there is no section in the Quran deals with Rijal or Rajul, but there is a section in the Quran deals with, the title of the section is An-Nisa, women. Interesting. Why? This neglected side of human value must be prompted out, or how do you say, elevated. That is what the balance should be established between men and women. Especially that time and up to now, men seem to be perfect creatures, women may not, according to the understanding of general public. We hope that it will change, but the Quran started this revolution more than 1400 years ago, not 4 years ago, 1400 years ago, 1450 years ago. It started because it needs to be adjusted. Women can be perfect as a woman, as women. Men can be perfect as a man. But rather than men, women needs to be elevated in her position. That's what we discussed this at the very beginning. And we have to be very careful to respect women as well. Not in an artificial way. For example, giving a bunch of flower and saying something nice, but not accepting her position in society, for example. Not really consulting her. Listen, hearing what she says, but not listening. Well, doesn't understand. This is what I'm. But depends. If a woman is not educated, doesn't understand. If a man is not educated, doesn't understand. Yeah. Is there any difference? From birth, men are perfect than women because men has power. Yeah. Some animals have more power than man. So if it is something of value, elephant is more powerful than you are. So elephant is more valuable than you are, and I am. This is what I mean. So this kind of criterion is wrong anyways. I think we have to stop here if there is no more comment, question, concern. Okay. And from the virtual room, Zoom room, and then we can continue. Alia?
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ali. We just wanted to thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. Innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bi hurmati sirri surati al-Fatiha. Thank you. Inshallah, I'll see you Saturday, Monday, Tuesdays, standard times, inshallah.